We have some movement, folks. Some of your favorite Kansas City Chiefs players are making their return in 2025. We'll tell you who those individuals are coming up on this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Tyler Jones, your fearless leader, here with you. Thanks for joining us. Before we go any further in today's show, folks, you may recall we started the month by doing a sub-battle between our fellow AFC West Division channels here at Chat Sports. And I am pleased to report we are winning this sub-battle against the Raiders Report and Broncos Breakdown at 869 subs. Nice. Broncos 827, Raiders at 815. We still have several more days in the month of March to finish this thing strong, folks. So don't slow down. Sub it up. Stay up to date with everything happening with your favorite team. We're talking free agency, draft, trades, breaking news, Q&A mailbags, live shows, sometimes 2 and 3 videos a day here on the channel. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV, and we'll get started with today's show. We are in the third week of NFL free agency, and we continue to see more movement for the Kansas City Chiefs of players that they are bringing in, players they've moved on from. So let's tell you what the latest moves are to this point. We start with Mike Caliendo. The offensive guard has been re-signed. He started the last few regular season games, and then he, of course, started in the postseason as well with Joe Thuney moving over to the left tackle position. Did a pretty decent job. He's re-signed, and he's back. And I'm glad to have him back in Kansas City. I don't know exactly what his role is going to be, if he's going to be a starter or a backup. But nonetheless, he has shown enough that he is at least very worthy of a position, and he can be counted upon if they need him to step up in a short-term role. I think it makes a ton of sense to bring Mike Caliendo back on that front. Mike Pennel also makes his return. He's been re-signed at the defensive tackle position. And I don't know how many people know this, but Mike Pennel is coming off the best season of his career. He's played for a couple of different teams here and there. He's had some flashes at moments throughout his career, but 2024 was a bit of a breakout season for him. And with the Chiefs having some question marks on the defensive line, this is a welcome return to have Mike Pennel back in the fold there. And then also re-signed, Marlon T is back. The former Philadelphia Eagles player joined the Chiefs late last year. He makes his return. And although he hasn't done a ton, I would say that there are no complaints about this signing here. I don't have any problem with him coming back at all and having him compete for a roster spot on that front. What is your one-word reaction to the Chiefs roster moves? I'll give you my one-word reaction coming up in just a moment. I want to hear from you guys first. You might get an ad break while the ad's playing. Let us know what your one-word reaction is to the Chiefs roster moves. My one word is sneaky. These are all under-the-radar signings. These are not moves that the national media is going to pay much attention to, but they are still important for the Kansas City Chiefs of what they're doing here, bringing back players that add depth to some key positions. And it goes back to the theme that we've talked about on this show for quite some time of letting Brett Veach cook. He knows where to find the diamonds in the rut. He knows how to get those pieces that maybe not everybody's paying attention to that can be difference makers and help out this team and not cost a ton either. So I think Brett Veach continues to do a very good job on that front. And the thing I like about all three of these, you're not breaking the bank with them either. With these three moves the Chiefs have made here, you're adding depth, you're returning players that can make an impact, and you're not having to pay them a ton of money on a team that doesn't have much money to spend. I think it's very good of what Brett Veach is doing with this bunch. Let's start with Mike Caliendo, who makes his return, the offensive guard who started at the left guard spot for Kansas City when they moved Joe Thuney over to the left tackle position. And I'll say this about Mike Caliendo, he got better as the year went along, game by game. His Pro Football Focus numbers continued to improve from what they were from his first start to his final start there in the Super Bowl. Two-time Super Bowl champion, 25 career games played with 3 regular season starts. His grades, they don't tell the full story as far as his impact goes. He ended the year last year with an offensive grade of 49, a pass block grade of 45.1, and a run block grade of 45.6. Now, I don't know if he's going to be a starter for the Chiefs this next season or not. Personally, I don't want him starting. I think that the Chiefs can find a better option at that left guard spot. I know there's been rumblings about Kingsley playing that position or maybe finding somebody in the draft. But at the very least, I'll take Mike Caliendo on my team as a reserve and as a backup option if need be. I don't think he's a bad fit at all in that sense. So let's ask you now, do you think the Chiefs should start Mike Caliendo at the left guard spot or give somebody else that opportunity? You got 2 options here. Type Y for yes, in for no. Weigh in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Got a great deal we're offering Chiefs fans right now. Polos are on sale for up to 50% off while supplies last. Got the gray version, the stripes, the red solid one as well. At chatsports.com/Chiefs Polos is where you can get these today, along with other Chiefs merchandise for your liking as well. Go check it out, chatsports.com/Chiefs Polos to get yours now while supplies last. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. That's chatsports.com/Chiefs Polos to get yours now. Let's move on now and talk about Mike Pennel. Mike Pennel, he's been a journeyman. He's played for the Bears, Falcons, Patriots, Jets, and Packers, but most recently part of 2 Super Bowl championships with the Kansas City Chiefs. Ton of experience in his career with 138 career games played with 25 starts. And with Mike Pennel, too, one of the things for me that I see is you look at this, the way the rotation goes with this defensive line, with trying to find some key pieces to get involved here with this group. I think that you look at Mike Pennel and you say, hey, I can find a spot for him that, you know, whether it's giving a couple plays off to some guys or being an impact player, every team, I think, can use a Mike Pennel. And here's what I mean as far as last year being his best season: 3 sacks, 25 tackles, 3 TFLs. Based on the numbers we saw previously, who saw that coming? It was a welcomed breakout season for Mike Pennel at this point in his career with a forced fumble and 2 QB hits compared to what he had done the last 3 seasons. I don't know if it's going to stay, but if he can put up those numbers as a rotational guy, I think that every team could use a Mike Pennel on their team potentially. I'm glad to have him back in Kansas City. How would you grade the Chiefs roster moves of what they've done here this go-round? A, B, C, D, or F? Get in that comment section. Let us know what your grade would be for the roster moves that they've added to this point here in this latest go-round. A, B, C, D, or F? Weigh in the comment section. Let us know. Next up, let's talk about Marlon T, the 2021 6th-round pick out of USC by the Eagles. He joined the Chiefs last season, was mostly a practice squad player, 30 career games played with 2 starts in his career. And this is somebody that the Chiefs are saying, hey, we've seen potential, we've seen some highlights. Why not give you a shot to see if he could potentially do more and be a surprise player? And I don't think there's any risk in this whatsoever. His career stats, he's had 3 sacks, 4 QB hits, 5 TFLs, and 47 tackles. I don't hate it. I think bottom line with him, it just can't hurt you to go this route and bring him back and give him another chance to see what he could potentially do on that front. Thanks for joining us here on this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. For continuing Chiefs offseason coverage, subscribe now to the channel for free. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We will see you next time.